Hey buddy, it's Crazy Guitar 4 and welcome back to some more Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. In the last one, we went through classic mode as a third party, as our first third party character, the newcomer to the game, Pac-Man, the classic character himself, which is pretty cool, from Bandai Namco. Yeah, we went through as him, and it was pretty cool. Very unique of a character to see and play as in Smash. In this episode, however, we're going to be continuing on in classic mode, going through with not only another newcomer to the game, but also another third-party character, specifically from Capcom. Mega Man. Yes, this guy is here in Smash, which is pretty freaking cool. An iconic character in gaming history, and he's here, the Robot Kid himself. So before we get into it, of course, check out his alternate costumes. So the standard Mega Man. The blue Mega Man that we've known since the very first game. Actually, all of Mega Man's alternate costumes were derived from those of the Mega Man titles when he was using weapons or items, and we'll get into those in just a moment. So we have a red outfit, and where his color scheme is his color scheme for using various utility items throughout the Mega Man titles, but most notably Rush, which is his dog. We have the green outfit, which is his color scheme for using Hyper Bomb in the original Mega Man, Leaf Shield in Mega Man 2, and several other weapons. For the brown color, it's his color scheme for using Metal Blade in Mega Man 2 and several other weapons. Cyan, which is his color scheme for using Air Shooter in Mega Man 2 and several other weapons. This one again, Chartreuse color, which is his color scheme for using Slash Claw in Mega Man 7 and several other weapons. An orange color, his color scheme used for the artwork of Flame Blast in Mega Man 6 and several other weapons. And finally, a gray outfit, which is his color scheme for using Top Spin in Mega Man 3 and several other weapons. So yeah, pretty cool how they just kind of made it reminiscent of just a bunch of different weapons that he can use. But yeah, so without further ado, let's head right into it with Mega Man. So yes, Mega Man in Smash 4. You know, if you guys know anything about the Mega Man series, it's kind of it's like a run and gun kind of series. I mean, we did like a few first plays of Mega Man games on the channel so far. I forget exactly which ones we did, but we did a few. If you haven't checked them out, I mean, go ahead and check them out. They're pretty good. Pretty fun games. Difficult, that's for sure. I've actually, to this day, I've only ever completed one Mega Man game, that being the original Mega Man. But I will be honest with y'all, it wasn't without a heavy, and I really mean a heavy amount of save states and rewinding. Primarily rewinding, that's for sure. I rewinded so much when playing that game. It was insane. It's such a difficult game for me, and I could not have been able to. Well, I might have if I had practiced enough, but I likely would not have been able to get through that game if I didn't rely on the rewind feature. I will say that, which is kind of a shame to say, but like, yeah, it's a very, very difficult game, and it's one that I just cannot do normally. What's your hammer? Damn, are you kidding me? Of course we get the freaking hammer head just like blown off. It's so stupid. It's like so dumb. Okay, Zero Suit needs to like die. Oh. Okay, I don't know what happened, but I guess my air thing made her go upwards? I can't say. But yeah, there you have it. So, Mega Man's pretty cool. He is primarily kind of like a ranged fighter where he uses a lot of tools for ranged attack. There are some melee attacks that he does have that are pretty good. Like his up tilt, for example, is a very, very good killing move. Has low range to it and it's kind of hard to hit off unless you like kind of set up a little bit, or just like read your opponents. But it's the uppercut that I showed off on Samus last match, and like it just killed off Samus because it just does so much freaking damage and knockback. So yeah, definitely a very, very, very good move to use. But yeah, he's got a lot to his arsenal. Also, Mew, that's unexpected, but we take those, I guess. Let's go over his special moves real quick, or at least try to. So we have, hold up, if I can just like get on stage real quick, thank you very much. Just get him away. So yeah, we have the neutral special, which is called, if I can get the move name for it real quick, It is called the Metal Blade, where Mega Man sends out a Metal Blade, a spinning saw blade projectile that can be thrown in one of 8 different directions. The blade can actually be picked up and thrown by players like a regular item and deals greater damage upon being thrown a second time. Mega Man can, of course, not throw another Metal Blade until his previous one disappears. Nice, get out of here. Its fair amount of utility makes this Mega Man's most useful tool for edge guarding, approaching, and spacing, and can even initiate shield break combos. And of course, this move is based on Metal Man's weapon from Mega Man 2. So yeah, the Metal Blade is really, really good, very tactical of a weapon. A lot of people, what they tend to use, what I actually typically tend to use when using the move, or do when using the move, is to throw it downwards into the ground, and then I can pick it up and just like have it with me so that I can throw it and have a little bit more, I guess, versatility with the move instead of just like relying on the standard, the initial special move throw. Yeah, so there's that. I mean, that's Metal Blade. It's pretty cool. Show it off a little bit. Here's the move. You can throw it, and it does. I think it does like a multi-hit kind of attack when hitting enemies, which is pretty nice. Yeah, so yeah, it's a multi-hit move, and yeah, you can throw it in like many different directions, which allows for just like a lot of different things you can really do with the move. It's really, really cool. But now we have the side special, which is called the Crash Bomber, where Mega Man shoots out this little grappling bomb attached to a drill that latches onto any fighter or surface that it touches before exploding a few seconds later. Kind of like a gooey bomb item, it can be transferred between players before it detonates, but has a shorter timer and explosion that can be safely shielded. And the explosion, and the bomb can travel a good distance until it disappears. If it doesn't obviously latch onto anyone. And it can be used as a shield grab, or can be used to bait a shield grab or shot against at the stage while recovering to deny edge guarding or extend Mega Man's own recovery. And the move itself is based off of Crash Man's weapon from Mega Man 2. So it's a very, very good projectile for him to use. One that, like, you know, it's actually kind of small, so like on a stage this big, it can be kind of just like, it can be anticipated a little bit sometimes, but a lot of the time you can just like kind of shoot it out without the opponent knowing, and then they're just kind of, you know, they're gonna have it on them and they're gonna scramble to like try and get it off. So it's a very useful move, I will say that. Very, very useful. How the hell did Luigi get that? Also, the fact that I avoided that is actually pretty insane. Which is, it's actually pretty good. Good job, Daniel. He's only taking 26 damage, by the way. Oh, great. Oh, great. Oh, let's go. We avoid those. Let's get it. Get out of here, Luigi. What? He hit it and then... Okay. That's such bullcrap. Okay, Luigi actually, like, needs to die right now. Like, this is actually insane. Hold up. Damn, I missed that so bad. That was terrible. But yeah, Crash Bomber is very good. Can like be a really good move to like rack up damage on opponents, I will say. So definitely recommend using that move as much as you can. Just be careful with like your opponents ending up, you know, touching you and then you get the bomb itself. You know, and that bomb can be very bad because it can lead into like different combos. So yeah, I mean that's the move. Multi-hit move. That's just very useful. It's a very, very useful move. Very useful projectile. But now we have is up special, which we'll go over real quick. This one is a Rush Coil, which we showed off. I mean, we kind of barely showed it off. We showed it off real quick. But the idea is that Mega Man briefly summons his robotic dog companion Rush. Where here it is. There's Rush. And with Rush is pretty interesting because yeah, it's basically one where he jumps off of Rush and then goes up in a vertical manner. Obviously, after using Rush, he can actually then do stuff afterwards. He doesn't go into immediate like free fall mode. On top of that, opponents can also use Rush to their heart's extent as long as Rush is still, of course, out and available. I hate the freaking Metroid so much. This is like one of the worst freaking assist trophies to deal with. I hate this. Oh my gosh. Thank you. He's finally gone. How did he get that? That's no way. But yeah, Rush is a really good recovery. Gives him a lot of good vertical movement. That killed and hit me? Okay, this game is just full of crap. Yeah, so like Rush actually stays out for a decent amount of time. And you can also get a second frick. Are you kidding me? Nice! He's dead on it, isn't he? Stupid. Oh, that play out so perfectly in my favor. But yes, Rush can actually be bounced on a second time if you know, if you actually get onto him before he disappears, and he actually makes him bounce even higher than the first bounce. Other players, of course, will be able to bounce even if he is in the air. So yes, he can be used again in the air, but it's kind of like a really quick thing you gotta like do. I don't think Mega Man can use him again in the air because he just drops so fast, but an opponent, if they're fast enough, can use Rush again in the air. Mega Man is unable to, of course, summon Rush again until he lands or is hit by an attack after using it, and the move is based on the Rush coil from Mega Man 3. So there we go, that's the Rush. Doesn't do any damage at all, but still, just a really, really good recovery that he has. Yeah, so that's about it. Now finally, let's go over the down special, which this one is called the Leaf Shield, where it's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. Mega Man summons a leaf shape unit, kind of like shield that, you know, that electromagnetically orbits around him. The leaves block projectiles, so again, like acting as an actual shield, and can be fired towards, fired forwards by pressing an attack button to land multiple hits, or used to deal additional damage to a grabbed enemy. The move is then, of course, based on Woodman's weapon from Mega Man 2. So the shield is actually pretty cool. Actually, once you initiate the shield, you can move around with it for a little bit, kind of initiating some like general like damage by running into opponents. But obviously, if you were to use that, then you would end up, you know, using the shields, kind of using the shields more, right? You would use the shields and then they basically disappear after, you know, hitting an enemy. But still, like, definitely a really good option that you can use. I know a lot of people tend to use, like, the shield, and then they grab an opponent, so then they could, like, do the multi-hit attack with the shields, have the shield, have the leaves itself do, like, multi-hits on the opponent, and then, of course, being able to grab them on top and then do even more damage. So it's pretty cool. It's a very, very unique, ability, very unique shields in this game. Very helpful for sure. Very, very helpful, I will say. Definitely a recommended one to use in his arsenal. And of course, you can just throw it out whenever. Actually, after a few seconds, it does throw out on its own, but you, of course, have the ability to throw it out whenever, and it can be used as a pretty decent projectile, just like throwing it out against throwing it out against opponents, and then doing like a little bit of chip damage on them, maybe even leading to like some combos or whatever. But yeah, so that's it. That's Mega Man. Really cool. Really, really cool character to use. He obviously, like I mentioned before, there are custom moves that he can use. However, with his custom moves, they're pretty cool because, you know, there's a lot of Robot Masters in the Mega Man games that he can take inspiration off of. And basically, every single one of his, not all of them, I think, with the exception of like the Up special, but basically, all of his special move custom moves are also based off of other Robot Master abilities and the power-ups that you get from those Robot Masters, which is really, really cool. There's one, I might as well talk about a few, just real quick. We might go over some custom moves later on, like in the series. Maybe like in like another mode, like Smash Run or something, we'll see. But it's pretty cool. I guess, yeah, one thing I can kind of mention real quick. Hold up. See if I can kill this guy real quick. Or I might just make it a little easier for myself. Boom, there we go. So, like, for example, one of his down special custom moves is called the Skull Barrier, where instead of the leaves that are circling around him, he has these skulls that are based off of Skullman's weapon from Mega Man 4 that he circles around him. And they have, like, different properties to him, but it's just, like, a really, really cool difference to, like, his shield move, which I think is just really, really freaking cool. So, yeah, Mega Man probably has, like, some of the most unique and probably the best, freaking, what is it called, custom moves in the game compared to anyone else. So, I really want to show them off at some point, but it's like, I would have to, you know, work on actually getting the custom moves themselves and, like, then being able to show them off, unlocking all of them, and then having them to show off. So, which is gonna be a little difficult. It's gonna take a lot of time, because freaking trying to farm for custom moves, getting all of them, it's such a pain in the ass. It really is. It takes so much time and effort. It's crazy. It's just like, it's like a random roulette every time you try and like roll for custom moves. Basically, it sucks. And like even what makes it a lot more difficult is the fact that like even like when you do unlock custom moves, when you do continue to farm for custom moves, it's not like those custom moves that you have already unlocked kind of then disappear from the roulette and you can then just you only have a chance of getting new custom moves, which I feel like should have been what they should have done just because of how annoying and tedious it is to grind for custom moves, and there's so many in the game. Oh, I was hoping. It's like, I don't know why they just didn't make it a lot easier for us to, I messed up, for us to get custom moves, but yeah, they kind of just really made us, yeah, made it really tough and annoying for us to deal with custom moves. But yeah, they don't like disappear from the roulette, they still continue showing up and you can just get them over and over again without getting anything new. So just the whole hassle trying to get custom moves. I still want to get all custom moves in both Smash 3DS and Smash Wii U. This is actually not my main copy of Smash 3DS, it's just what I'm using for the Let's Play. I actually have a main copy that I've been working on for quite a few months actually, and I've been doing quite a bit in that copy. So I've done a lot. I've basically done everything that I can do, but now it's like I basically just gotta farm until the end, which is gonna take a while. But Danger Wrap, that's another one you can actually get, and there's also one for Dark Pit. Man, that's a very terrible total score. The issue with like the total score is that I need to like get more into like the fighting aspect of it. I need to fight more and do more damage, but it's hard to do all of that and also talk about the characters themselves. So if I get these really bad scores, then you know why. But I do what I can. It's a tough job. Okay, Mega Man, let's get the credits going. So Mega Man for credits, I'm a little bit worried about just because he doesn't really have, because typically I like to use neutral specials for this. I guess the pellets themselves or the little blaster shots are not that bad. They can work kind of well as long as you like time things right, but they're not my more preferred way of like doing this with Mega Man. It is kind of annoying to do this, just because like they're not super like exact, I guess if I were to like do credits with Mega Man, it would probably be best to like, I would personally recommend either doing like down tilt for like the lower ones. Why did he just go off the ledge? Or something like the forward air or the back air. I think those are even like much better options. But actually, now that I am thinking about it and like using it a little bit more, the neutral air and the neutral jab attack is actually not that bad. The pellets themselves, they're not even pellets, they're like blaster shots. They're actually not that bad. We actually got that done really quick, so I'm very surprised at how well that actually worked. Okay, never mind me, I was here dogging on the shots themselves, but like, they're actually like really freaking good. Yeah, so Mega Man like doesn't have like a standard jab as like other characters have, where like they usually use like their fist or like their melee weapon to do like some quick like jab combo or whatever. Mega Man only has these pellets. I think he shoots at like maybe like 3 pellets at a time, 3 blaster shots at a time. And it does like very minimal like damage and knockback to opponents. It doesn't really do much at all. It's kind of like just like there as to like kind of keep some opponents at bay, or kind of have a way to like briefly stun opponents so you can get closer to them and then be able to do like actually other stuff with Mega Man, like combo off of that or something. Actually, it's the exact same thing in the air as you could probably imagine. So yeah, pretty cool move. Difficult to properly use. Mega Man has a very high learning curve. He's definitely a very difficult character to like properly know how to use. But definitely a worthwhile one to use. I will say I like using Mega Man a lot. I've sort of learned how to use him here and there, sort of, but there's still a lot more that I can learn, that's for sure. But yeah, let's go into training mode real quick. Check out Mega Man's Final Smash and his taunts, of course. His Final Smash is actually really cool. You kind of saw a brief spoiler of it in the classic, in the credits, the picture in the background, but we'll show it off in full here. So, first off, let's check out his taunts. So his up taunt, Nice little like pose with him kind of doing stuff with his like arm cannon. Kind of cool. He can turn like his standard hand into like an actual cannon. He can do it for either arm too, which is pretty freaking cool. You like kind of change between the two, which is pretty nice. At the side taunt. Nice little like turnaround pose, shooting his arm cannon out. Nice. And then finally the down taunt. This one's really cool. This one's actually like very reminiscent of like how he would spawn in the actual Mega Man games. So yeah, this was like one of my personal favorites. Kind of teleports in and out. So yeah, there's his taunts. Very, very cool. Very, very, very cool. I like him a lot. But now finally, let's check out his Final Smash. This one is called Mega Man Legends. So yeah, that's the move. He fires a black hole bomb, which is Galaxy Man's weapon from Mega Man 9, in front of him, which then actually can suck opponents in, or directly like hit an opponent. After it explodes, it can suck opponents in. Like I mentioned, if anyone does get sucked in, then Mega Man X, Mega Man.exe, Mega Man Volnut, and Geostellar, all protagonists of their own spin-off series, will join Mega Man to fire their Mega Busters in unison in a cinematic Final Smash. So it's pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool. It does a total of like what, 43 damage? Because it does like 3% on the initiation and then 39% on the actual attack. Why she only has 40 damage is beyond me, but yeah. So that's the move. It's a really, really cool Final Smash. Very, very cool. Again, very heavy cinematic. But it's still such a really cool one to like look at and just like see. Also, pretty fan servicey, like, you know, with all the different Mega Mans and just joining Mega Man himself, which is just really freaking cool. But yeah, let's check out Mega Man Trophy. So Mega Man, the main hero from Capcom's 1987 action game Mega Man. He travels from stage to stage, defeating Robot Masters to obtain new weapons. He uses the vast arsenal in Smash Bros. In a variety of ways. Metal Blades, for example, can be fired in 8 directions and picked up off the ground. I know the Metal Blade is like one of his most prominent power-ups. I feel probably he does a lot of really like prominent ones. Even like, actually I didn't mention this, but even like a lot of his other moves, like his aerials and primarily his aerials and some of his smash attacks actually are based off of other Robot Masters weapons, which is pretty cool. Like the Flame Sword, which is like his forward air, I think is based off of like Fireman or something. The down smash might be based off of like Heatman, I don't know. But like they're all based off of different Robot Masters as well, which is, I feel like, freaking cool as heck. Not all of them. Like for example, his forward smash is just kind of like his own attack. It's his main like charge attack that he can use. So yeah, Mega Man's really cool. They put a lot of effort into like just like, I don't know, like trying to reference his own series in his moveset, right? But that is it for today. So thank you all so much for watching today's episode of Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. In the next one, we're gonna be heading through as a classic, not a newcomer, veteran from Brawl, but yet another third party. One of the first 2 third-party characters that actually came into Smash Brothers, Sonic the Hedgehog. Yes, we're gonna be going through as the Blue Blur himself. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Social media, including the Twitch, the second channel, the music channel, and the VOD channel. They are all down below in the description. And I'll see everyone in the next one. Pop-Tart out.